Hey challengers, welcome to the Less Meals Challenge. I know this video might be a little bit late for the first group that's going to use this video. I apologize about recording the first one on mute. I did not mean to do that. I tried to get that in for you before we started, but it clearly didn't happen. So on this call, or on this video, I wanted to go over some of the major things that are going to be happening during the challenge, and some of the things that you can expect, some of the things that I expect of you. So the first thing I want to talk about is the things that came inside of your box when you got your shipment. You should have had your Shakeology. Hopefully you did the bag, not the box, so that you can make it through your first 30 days. You should have had your barbell. Make sure now that they screw together. If you haven't done that already, make sure they screw together. Sometimes they don't, and we have to get a replacement for you. So do that before we start the challenge. Make sure that your clips fit on the end of the bar. Make sure all your weights fit on there, all of that. All those items should have come in your package. Your clamshell of DVDs should have a couple empty spots in the back for the deluxe set if you decided to upgrade later. But you should have a nice clamshell of DVDs, and you should have a couple of books. The books that you should have should be the food guide and the fitness guide. And bear with me, I don't have them here with me. I usually do have them when I'm going through this checklist, but I do know one's for fitness and one's for food. What I want you to do is take a look at those books. In the Less Meals Guide, Food Guide, there is a meal plan. It's for the first 5 days of the challenge. It might be 6 days. Most of them are 5, but this one might be 6. That is the meal plan we are all following. As of, if you're just now hitting this video and you're just now reading it, it would have been Monday, or just now viewing it, excuse me. It would have been Monday, but we will start it tomorrow if you're just now seeing this video. We want to all follow the same Kickstart diet because it's meant to reset some habits. It's really important that we all start on the same page. We will actually go into some different diet guidelines later, but for now, it is just first week, we all follow the same plan. The fitness guide is really helpful because it has a schedule for the program, which is broken up into 3 phases, which I'm sure you saw. It has a lot of information about how the less meals rep effect works. If you're like me and you really enjoy the why of things, and it almost motivates you more if you get it, if you understand why people are asking you to do things, it'll be really helpful for you to read this book. It also has some information about how you figure out how many calories you're supposed to eat. So in your less meals, actually, you know what, that's the nutrition guide, I'm sorry. So in the fitness book, it's going to give you all the information about the science behind less meals. It's going to give you the information about the schedule and all that stuff. So make sure that you're very familiar with that book. Now the food guide is actually going to be the one that's going to show you how many calories you're supposed to eat. There's a formula in the beginning of the book, how many calories you're supposed to eat each day. It's going to have the guide for what we're going to do for the first week. And then it's also going to have some really cool stuff, like there's a sheet in the back of like 100-calorie snacks or low-calorie, high-protein snacks, things like that will help you figure out what it is that, you know, I'm hungry because I'm lifting all these weights, but I'm not sure what to eat to fill in the gaps. So get really, really familiar with the food guide book. Now, week 2, I want to tell you guys a little bit about what you're going to do in week 2. In week 2, you're actually going to do one of 2 things. You're either going to complete the challenge using the Less Meals food guide. You will see in there that there is a set of breakfasts and a set of lunches and a set of snacks and all these things. You can go through and decide, this is what I'm having for breakfast, this is what I'm having for lunch, this is what I'm having for dinner, etc. Using the book. You can make your own meal planner, you can write it all on the calendar, you can do whatever you need to do. So if you're more of a guidelines person, if in your questionnaire I said, do you like meal plans or guidelines? You said guidelines, this might be more appropriate for you. It's a lot more flexibility and you can kind of be like more like mood dependent. Whereas if you are the kind of person that needs a meal plan, I would recommend that you do the alternate option, which is to activate your free 30-day trial to the Beachbody meal planner. The Beachbody meal planner is actually fully customizable. You can put in there like I don't eat meat, or I don't eat fish, or I don't eat pork, whatever. I'm a vegetarian, etc. You can put all that in there, and it'll put your calories in that you're supposed to be eating based on the match from the book. It will make you a meal plan. It will literally say, you're having this for breakfast, you're having this for lunch, you're having this for dinner, you're having this for a snack. You can move it around. You can be like, I'd rather have my Shakeology for a snack instead of breakfast. Whatever. It makes you a shopping list that you can print. It provides you a lot of structure. If you need more structure, I recommend that you put that you activate your free trial. Now, your free trial is 30 days from the day that you activate it. So if you put your information in there, it's going to ask you for a credit card. And if you don't cancel it before the 30 days are over, it will charge you $40 for the next quarter. It's like, they charge you quarterly. It's like $39 something. Depending where you live. There's tax on it, so some people pay a little bit more. So if that's something that you're going to want to use, then great, whatever, you can pay for it. But I just want to let you know that now so it's not confusing to you, or you're not like, what is this charge a month from now? Either way, you have to pick something and you have to follow it for the entire 90 days. This is not going to just be like, oh, I feel like having this and I feel like doing that. That's not going to fly at all. Now, a lot of people, when we first start the food stuff, they ask me, can I substitute this? Or I don't really like this, and I don't really feel like, I don't like cottage cheese. Like, for the first week, I don't care. You need to grow up and learn how to eat things that you don't like. The only way that you're going to change your eating habits is to expand your palate. The only way that you're going to expand your palate is to try things that you don't like, or make yourself eat things that you don't like, and eventually you'll learn to like them. I prescribe to this myself. You guys, if you're following me on Facebook, you know that I'm constantly trying things, new things. I'm working on things each week that I don't know, that I don't like, or that I think I don't like, or whatever. And you guys probably all saw my battle with peaches. That one took a long time. But for over a year now, I've been forcing myself to eat foods that I don't like until I like them. And I've probably done like 100 new foods. I have so many foods that I like now that I didn't like before. So unless you're allergic or you have religious reasons not to be eating out of the Les Mills plan the first week, you have to eat it, yes. So that's kind of like the starting point. You should definitely be making a shopping list and planning out your meals for all that. If you need to make things in advance, etc., go ahead and get that done. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the actual challenge. Sorry, I have a list here. So that's everything getting started. I want to talk a little bit about pictures and weigh-ins and phone calls and partners and all those other things that we're doing. So, pictures. I need your before and after picture, or your before pictures, sent to my email address at ambersfitness@gmail.com before we start the challenge. That has to be in my inbox. I'm not going to look at them. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to save them. And when we're done, I will actually provide you a full transformation picture. We will do this at the 30-day mark, the 60-day mark, and the 90-day mark. And these are not optional. You have to do this to be in a challenge. So you need to send them to me. I'm not asking you to put them on Facebook. I'm not asking you to do anything with them except send them to me. You're more than welcome to do other things with them. That's fine. But at a minimum, you have to send them to me. This will be very, very helpful, especially in a challenge in which we'll be lifting weights. And the scale will not be moving as much as other challenges. So, I need to be able to show you when you get discouraged and when you're not feeling it. I need to be able to show you, look at your arms, look how different your hips look, etc., etc. And I can't effectively coach you unless you give me what I need from you. So that's why that's not optional. You do have to provide those. You can take them with whatever you want. I don't care. They're like high resolution or fancy camera or your cell phone. I take mine with my cell phone all the time when I do my before and after pictures. So I don't care as long as you get them to me. We'll do that every month. Now, the weigh-in rules. In this group, you are never, ever allowed on the scale unless it's first thing Friday morning. You don't have to weigh in ever. I almost would prefer that you didn't, honestly. It's a weightlifting challenge. I highly doubt the scales can move the way that you want. But you will see your body change. If you guys have ever seen that like comparison that 5 pounds of fat takes up the same amount of space on your body as 1 pound of muscle, you will see your body change, even if you're not seeing the scale moving. You guys all saw my before and after pictures for this program. That was 4 months, I think I did it. I think, because I went to the Bahamas and stuff in the middle of it. So it was like 4 month span. 27 pounds, which is, like, not that, let me look at how much that weight that is. 4 months is 16 weeks. 27 divided by 16. 1.7 pounds a week, essentially, what I lost. I don't want to have the argument with you guys about that's not enough weight, I'm not doing good enough, I'm not doing well enough, I'm not getting where I want to be, etc. When you're doing weightlifting, because it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So, I mean, I prefer that you didn't weigh in except for when you do your monthly pictures, measurements, and weigh in, since that's required. But if you are a scale addict and you need the scale, you can weigh in on Friday mornings. Other than that, you are not allowed on the scale. If you tell me that you're on a scale and you're complaining about your weigh-in, I'm not going to say, I'm going to say, get off the damn scale. That's all I'm going to have to say. If it's Tuesday afternoon and you're bitching at me about your weight, I'm just going to tell you, well, get off the scale. Done and done. So a human body can fluctuate to 5 pounds a day, literally based on the gravity of the earth, the moisture in the air, the food you eat, how much water you've had, what time of month it is. And I don't want to have emotional breakdowns. You guys are in this for 90 days, no matter what. So it doesn't matter what the scale says. You're still in it for 90 days. Now I'll get off that subject now, but I just want to be really clear about it. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you can expect in the challenge. We do accountability calls each week. There's 2 of them. There's one on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and Thursday is at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And the number and stuff's all in the group for you already. These calls, you need to go to 1 per week. You don't have to go to both of them, and you don't have to commit to 1 call. So, like, you don't have to go to Monday's call. You don't have to go to Thursday's call. Like, for the duration, each week you can decide which call that you want to be on. But you do need to come onto 1 call. These calls can be as in-depth as, like, they can get really emotional, or they can be really light. I just say, hey, what was the highlight of your week? What was the low light of your week? What are we going to do to, work better next time? We might have a call when we're halfway through the challenge and say, all right, you're halfway there. What's holding you back? We might talk about some of your lowest moments in your weight loss history, things like that. So they are vital to the completion of this program. If you have to work, if you're like, I work 11:30 to 8 Pacific time, Monday through Friday, it's never going to happen, fine. But you need to let me know that now, in advance, so that I can be aware of that and make concessions for you. Partners. Yes, partners. We will have accountability partners. These partners are crucial to your success really long term. One of the reasons why these challenge groups work so well, and one of the reasons I think that I've had the unique success that Beachbody is recognized, is that I believe in creating you a network of people who are going to be like-minded, positive, and on the same path that you're on. And by pairing you up with someone else, I provide you a deeper, maybe connection to the network that I'm creating for you. I don't care what you do with your partners. I only care that you speak with them once a day outside of Facebook. So email, instant message, text message is my favorite. This is a relationship between you two. Some text partners will text each other everything that they eat for the day. Some, like, in picture form. So, like, send pictures to each other. Some will say, okay, well, I have to work out at 7 a.m., so you have to text me, and then I'll text you at 5 p.m. when you work out. Like, some will say, okay, I'm going to a party, and you just text me, like, every hour on the hour to just make sure that I stay focused and I remember what I'm doing here and things like that. So these relationships are up to you. The only requirement that I'm going to put on this is that it is daily. It's absolutely required that every single day you contact your accountability partner. Now, we also do some personal development in this group. I am a firm believer that you can't change just the outside, because the weight will just come right back. So you change the mentality, really, really change the mentality about yourself, about the decisions you make, about the food you eat, and just the different things in your life, you won't have permanent life change. So I actually have my challenge groups read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. This book is life-changing. And the reason why I chose this book is because it talks about how all of the big wins and losses in your life actually come from every choice that you've made. So every time you've won, every time you've failed, whatever, though it's been your own fault, and he can show you where these little choices that you've made every day actually add up and how it adds up over time, over a year, over 3 years, over 10 years. He talks about relationships and finances and weight, career advancement, things of that nature. So it's not just a book about weight loss. It's a book about decision making and choices in your life and how you are determining your own future. It's I've never had anyone not freaking love it. Like, love it. I don't get like, oh yeah, it was okay. I get, that was amazing. That was life-changing. I'm going to read it again. That's what I get. So you will like the book. What I do is I just start that when everyone has their book. So order it, find it. You need to order it on half.com because it's the cheapest place you can find it, and then you need to wait 10 days. Fine, we'll wait 10 days. As long as you guys start looking for it now. So that we can start no later than like week 2 or 3, because if we wait too long, we'll run out of weeks, because I only want you to read 1 chapter a week. I don't want it to be a big burden. If we wait too long to start, we'll run out of weeks in the challenge, right? There's 6 chapters in the book, so try to get on that as soon as possible. Let's see, personal development. That's it on personal development, I think. Oh, I'll post like once a week. Okay, like what did we think about chapter 2? Did you guys do the assignments at the end of the chapter? There's like there's usually 3 questions and an assignment at the end of each chapter. I expect you to kind of like have something to say on that topic and know what they are and things like that. So it shouldn't be a lot of work for you guys. As far as the rules of the challenge, like what you're required to update me with, you have 2 things that are required every day. One of them is an original post from yourself. So the original post is, hey guys, I really liked Pump Revolution. I love that song and the lunch track, the Shake It song. I love it, right? Or it can be like, hey, I tried this new thing. I tried this new Shakeology recipe. I loved it. It was like super awesome. You guys should try it. Here's how I did it. Or I burned this many calories in my workout today. Whatever. I don't care. You have to update 1 time per day at a minimum. You're required to post. Unless you're going to be gone, and I have everyone's information if they're going on vacation or not. Everyone confirmed when they're going to be gone, so I know when you're going to be gone. So if you plan something else, you need to tell the group. The other requirement is that you actually post, comment, use the right terminology here, comment on another person's post. So you come in, you make your little update, okay, whatever, and then you look, you read through everybody's stuff. You read through it, and you like, that's really cool, that person burned that many calories. Great job. That's a lot of calories. Keep it up. And that's really important because we need to have the group engaged and working together, and you guys need to know each other. I can't build this network for you unless you're engaged. I can't create this wonderful little, safety net of support and love if you aren't going out of your way to get to know each other and communicate with each other. And the final part of that is, if you click like on a post, not on a comment, on a post, you are required to comment on it. I know it seems like a silly rule right now, and you're kind of like, really? Could you come up with any more rules? Like, this is ridiculous. I don't even remember all this stuff. This is one of the most important rules, in my opinion. I think everything's important, obviously. Because it creates a really good environment and balance of give and take. If you come into the group, you're reading everyone's posts, and you're like, 100% a great workout, and that person burned a lot of calories, and that person's a great idea for a Shakeology recipe. You're taking, you're receiving. You are getting inspiration, you're getting ideas, you're getting whatever you're getting, right? If you just leave, all you're doing is taking, right? So now that person's provided you with some value. They have given you some inspiration, they've given you some energy, they have given something to you. you need to give back to them. You need to stop and say, I'm not too busy to write 5 words. I'm gonna click like on this, and I'm going to tell them how I feel about it. I'm going to provide some value back. They have given me a little bit of inspiration today. They've given me something to think about. I would like to give back to them and let them know that they're appreciated and I'm listening to them and I hear them. I know it seems like a silly rule. Well, if I click like, I have to comment. How am I going to remember that? But I promise you, it will make the difference between you guys really, really engaging and appreciating each other and not. So definitely, that's a requirement. That's all I have on my list. I swear I went over something else before the last video. Well, I want to talk a little bit about Les Mills Pump, just so you guys kind of have context. Les Mills Pump is a program that's broken up into 3 phases. And the reason why I want to emphasize that is because for some, the workout might be too easy to start with. There might be slow results at the very beginning. But there's some things about working out with a barbell that you guys need to learn. You need to learn some form. Some of those muscle groups need to get stronger so you can do other movements. And so it starts out fairly simple. The workouts are sort of short, it's not as difficult, and therefore the changes aren't as big, right? So this first part, it's really going to be focused on your light workouts and hard focus on eating and drinking your Shakeology. Then month 2 comes along. Month 2, halfway through month 2, kicks up a notch. Like, that's when you start doing Revolution and Extreme, and the workouts are like an hour long. It's really, really, really serious. Then, month 3 is going to come along, and you're going to have been, you're really seeing changes at this point, you're losing inches and all this. It's going to be up to you to up your weights. If you are not failing at the end of each of these sets, you need to put more weight on your bar. The only way you're going to see big changes in your body is push as hard as you can and lift as heavy as you can. You won't bulk up in this program. There's like no way. Well, one, you're all women, so not going to happen anyway, because you don't have that much testosterone in your body. But even for women like me who put on muscle like super easy, you will not bulk up because you are doing almost 800 reps. Like in the Revolution video, there's 800 something reps of working. So you're doing so many reps that like you can't bulk up. That's not the way muscle recovery works. That's not how your energy systems in your body work. So you need to push as hard as you can if you want to see the changes in your body. You guys were all specially selected for this program because of your goals, because of your likes and dislikes, because of your attitude towards fitness, because of what you wanted. So some of you have many pounds to lose. Some of you are done losing your weight. Now it's time to tone up. So it depends what you wanted, but the program is going to be the right fit for you. Either way, I need you to trust in the full system, the full 90 days, and give it everything you have for the full 90 days. So I don't want you thinking of it in like first week, 2 weeks business. It is a 3-month commitment that you're making, in addition to the fact that it should be a commitment that you're making for the rest of your life. But specifically for the Les Mills Challenge, it is 3 months. So focus on that end goal. I also want to remind you guys to celebrate the successes along the way, the non-scale successes. So like you put your jeans on there a little bit looser. You get a picture of yourself and you're like, wow, I'm looking really good. Your coworker mentions that you're looking good. Celebrate that. Remember that it's a journey and enjoy the process. You guys all got my newsletter. Some of you guys might not have been on my newsletter when I sent it out. You can see it on my blog now. I have a whole post about life not being just about the cookie dough and how you really need to enjoy the journey and the process and really embrace every single day of this challenge as another experience, as another day you get to live your life and meet these people and connect with these people, change your body, change your mentality, and really like start the rest of your life and start living as the person that you want to be right now. So really, guys, I want you guys to really just take that in and really, really just embrace that. I will check in with you guys once a day at least. I will not always answer everything that you have in there. You guys will usually take care of each other, honestly, unless it's a question directed directly at me. But I do read it. I do see them all. If you need something specifically answered, I recommend that you ask in the group instead of emailing me, because you're probably not the only person with that question, and someone else might have the answer. But if you come to a dead end in that situation and I haven't answered you in a timely manner, it's been 24 hours, text me. Absolutely text me. That's the best way to go about it, because then I'll either answer your text message there with the information, or I will go in the group and realize that it's something that I should address to everyone, and I will address it in the group. So if you haven't already, text me your first and last name. It's 619-567-4779. I should have your first and last name on file on my phone, with your phone number. Like there's no reason that I shouldn't have any of that. I'm going to need to reach out to you. There are going to be times when you're trying to withdraw from us, excuse me, and you're going to try to fall into old habits, and you're going to feel like you can't do it, and things are going to get frustrated. You're going to fall off the wagon. You're going to feel bad, like you disappointed us, or you let us down, and you're not going to want to come back. And I'm going to need to be able to reach you, and that's my job as the coach, is to feel when I'm losing you, because you will want to leave at some point. Something will happen. We've all been there. There can be days where you're just not feeling it, and I need to make sure that I can reach you. So don't forget to text me. With all that said, that's everything that I have for you guys. I do want to see, make sure that you entered the Beachbody challenge if you didn't follow those steps when you first got started, and make sure you log your workouts every day, because they give away money. Like, I know a lot of people who won money. I know them personally, so I know they actually give away money. So log your workouts, because they give you $500 if you win the daily thing, and they give you $1,000 if you happen to be on Shakeology Home Direct as well. Also, if you're in the challenge, you can get your free t-shirt at the end. You'll get a free Les Mills Pump t-shirt. You can win the contest, like the $5,000 quarterly contest, the $25,000 finalist one, and then the $100,000 one for the year. So definitely make sure that you're logging your workouts and all of that. With that said, I just want to say that I hope that you guys all realize how seriously I take the commitment to this group. I understand that many of you have been disappointed before, and that this is kind of a big deal. It's a big deal to reach out to someone, to pay, $200+ to join a group, all really on a lot of promises. Really, not a whole lot else. You have a lot of trust in me right now, and I take it seriously. I'm honored that you asked me to be your coach, and I will take your success very seriously. It doesn't mean that I'm always going to be your friend. I will probably piss you off, but I will always tell you what you need to hear. I will always have your best interest at heart, and it will always come from a caring place. Please remember that as we go through this challenge. Please stay engaged, stay in touch, and get really, really excited, because it's going to be an amazing 3 months. All right, ladies, have an awesome rest of your day.